would help if I actually unmuted myself. Hello everybody, we're back. Um, just gonna go over the season 2 stuff, and we're gonna go jumping into games as well. Don't worry about that one. But I've put a link, not my fault, I put a link into the chat so you guys can look at the patch notes as well with me. But by looks of it, it's mainly heavily aiming at multiplayer this time, which was quite good. But yeah, the update was meant to have happened. Well, it was actually happened this morning for UK, and it's all been done with. Um, Coming with basically, yeah, you get doing multiplayer and zombie content, new features, new prop hunt maps, new league play updates, bug fixes, and flavor improvements. New ways to play Call of Duty, more players, basically, blah 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 blah. Basically, stuff they should have done ages ago. But yeah, with multiplayer, we get Miami Strike 6 versus 6. Basically, it's more of a close quarters opportunities. Apparently, the South Beach MP local sees vintage car show. There's a vintage car show in it. And you got the Premier Hotel now sealed off as a fast-paced action. The road past the Premier Hotel is now sealed off. So basically, we got more of a on-point shooting. Basically, it's going to be more quicker fighting. You don't have so many routes, so if you're guarding it, it's going to be a camper fest. Then you got a Miami Strike 24/7. So basically, just like all like the other maps will come in, you get the 24/7 games in that map, so you can just constantly. There you go. I'm just turning my mic up. No, so you get this is 24/7. So if you only like Miami, then go for that, and you get yourself some good kills. Then you got the Mansion 2v2 or 3v3, basically a gunfight or face-off mode. Apparently it's hugely popular this season, and they're delivering a small-scale battleground this week for the launch of the Mansion. Take the fight to the opulent Cuban compound. I'm going to move my mic so I can tell I'm breathing too much on it. And choose between head-on conflicts in the center courtyard or high visibility power positions from above. Then you got the Glover, basically that new Outbreak zombie map and everything. You can now just basically you can do up to 40 players on hardpoint in it. So basically, if you have played the Outbreak mode and everything, then go ahead. Speaking of Outbreak, we need to load in so we can actually do the new map. So basically, yeah, it'll if you play zombies and everything, you got a chance to get an advantage on all this. So yeah, multi-team hardpoint. You never played an objective like this before. Their new large-scale multi-team hardpoint mode drops 10 teams of 4 into the biggest maps in the game to fight for the control of the multiple hardpoints at a time. So basically, it's multiple at a time. Obviously, multiple hardpoint. Each of the hardpoints lasts 120 seconds before rotating to the next locations. Unlike the 6v6 and the 12v12 hardpoint, your team will earn 1 point each second for the teammates inside the hardpoint. The first squad to reach 1,000 points wins the match. So they can go on for quite a while. We will do this, by the way. We will do the hardpoint in that in a bit. Don't worry. We're just going to get the map and everything out first. Then we got new prop hunt maps and props. Prop hunt returns this week with 2 additional maps joining rotation: Miami Strike and Satellite. We've also refreshed the prop selection for the majority of our 60 maps to help those hunters on their toes. Squad up and jump into the update prop hunt playlist this week. Then you just got league play. Basically, you got match suspension penalties. Ah, okay. So it's only for league play that the match penalties for. Why not make it for the whole entire game then? So basically, if you guys are interested in league play and anything, you got basically new additions of Rockets Hardpoint, Express, S&D for the league for players' rotation. They're constantly working on new ways to improve the competition experience. They've heard recent feedback of wildcard selection. So basically, yeah, most wildcards aren't active in League Play. As you basically you're selecting it, so it actually tells you now which ones aren't. Like with Warzone, it'll go this one doesn't work in Warzone, or this one now doesn't work in League Play. Season 2 starts with Lawbreaker wildcard no longer allow any weapon to put into slot in League Play. Players will only be able to use primary and secondary, so if they want to run 2 weapons in League Play, you need to pick one up from the ground. They can now do multiple perks as well. In addition to perk group wildcard, will now be restricted to League Play. Lawbreaker will now only allow players to create multiple perks from the same perk. In addition, the perk group wildcard will now be restricted completely to League Play. Okay. So moved it only to... So that wildcard can only be effective thing. So basically, if you want to have multiple perks, you're better off picking Lawbreaker. I think. I don't know. They're not really wording it very well. Like I said, there is a link in my thing right now, and when this comes off on YouTube, I'll put a link in the description on the top part, so you guys can read along. We've also added new suspension penalties for players who quit mid-match or engage in friendly fire to ensure a better competitive experience for all players. The penalties will escalate with multiple offences, so play nice and pay the price, or pay the price. Zombies, basically they're talking about they couldn't basically expect more of a thing. Don't know. Did that answer? New Outbreak content. Rather than introducing a single zombie scale in Season 2, the teams launched Outbreak with 3 massive regions to explore across the map. You bring me this on the spot now. Regions to explore across the sprawling Ural mountains in Russia. This week we're expanding our biggest zombie experience with a massive... They're basically talking about the new map, but we are going to be looking in a couple of seconds. Deluxe Arcade 3 now also gives you player XP and Battle Pass XP. So you actually don't have to worry about it. You can actually play that game if you like the first person style and everything, and I'm guessing they didn't have XP given to you at the beginning, but now you actually get XP and everything, so that's all good. And you get bonus prestige stuff if you kill the silverback. That's quite good. Then they're talking about Onslaught. Who plays Onslaught? I'm not going to... Yeah, this is what we were looking for. The new tuning for weapons. Right, now, the tuning for the weapons, this is mainly for multiplayer, because obviously zombies, you make the gun stronger. Assault rifles, the Kriegsieg, improved visibility while firing an ADS, complete tuning pass on weapon accuracy, weapon movement, and visual clarity while firing with any optic attachment. So I've got to admit, I used the Krieg with, I think it was the 1x5. Reticle, and yeah, I know what I mean. That is true about zombies, yeah. It is the only good thing about some COD at the moment. They've addressed the assistance of the weapon feeling floaty when firing a prolonged amount of time. I kind of get that, because when you're firing, it does feel like you're... Yeah. Alright. The FAFA, or the FAMAS, increased ballistic speed by 12.8, so that now means if you've got an ADS kind of controlling it, you're now going to be most likely poking your eye out with it. This is what I'm kind of hyped about. The Groza increased maximum damage range by 40%. That just means it's now gone from a close to mid to just almost a long range as well. Attachments, complete tuning pass on muzzle and underbarrel attachments that affect recoil on the assault rifles. So we've got more recoil control. Submachine guns. The Milana 821 increased mid-range damage by 10%, increased mid-range damage by 33%, increased sprint out speed by 14.2%, so that kind of means, we're aiming quicker, isn't it? Increased raise speed by 11%, slightly increased ADS in speed, the KSP, increased ballistic speed by 32.5%, reduced burst delay by 20%, AK-74U, reduced accuracy with prolonged firing. That means basically now if you're getting beamed from a long way, they have to get close to you. They turn it to mid and short range. Reduced muscle barrel velocity by 23%. That means if they are in mid range, you're buggered. LC10, max damage range by... Yeah, reduced max damage range. They reduced it by 41%. That gun is now pretty much a close to mid-range. Can't get you from far away. There will be, yeah, slightly reduced mid-range damage, so it's even more closer. It's basically barely close mid-range. It's more of a close range gun. Yeah, they've nerfed it to the ground. Brilliant. I love it. How many times have I been to that last night? Mach 10 modified bullet pattern to add slightly more horizontal trajectories. Basically, so you basically know when you're getting shot, and you know basically the person shooting you knows where they actually are hitting you. Attachments: complete tuning pass on muzzle and underbarrel attachments that affect recoil on SMGs. Like machine guns, if you actually like the stoner, this is going to upset you. Reduce maximum damage range by 25% on light machine gun alpha. That is the stoner. Sniper rifles. Disable glint effect on sniper rifles with iron sights equipped. What I kind of think is a bit of a thing they needed to do at the beginning. Pistols 1911 increased ADS speed by 11%. Magnum slightly decreased hip fire accuracy. Dual wheel bullets trajectories are now more varied when both guns are firing simultaneously. So basically, you now, instead of basically doing the whole trick you did one at a time, you have to fire both to get more better shot. Redesigned the 4.7 takedown barrel attachment into the tight snub barrel. This attachment now adds damage to both enemies and vehicles. So basically, they turned the Magnum to an OP gun. Damn. Launches. RPG slightly increased blast radius, greatly increased the length of the straight rocket flight path. So that means now actually, hopefully, it won't look like basically it's just going to hit a cold shower when you fire it. General rockets are now inflict more damage to the enemies with flank jacket and hardcore. Still requires a direct hit for a one-hit kill. So basically, if you need to get that gold, hit hardcore. That was always the way. Attachments: infantry V-choke. Update attachment description to clarify pros and cons. So basically, need to update it. They updated it. What looks it. Weapon progression. Players can now. Yeah, this is awesome. Weapons can now earn weapon XP and challenges progress by using any weapon, even if they do not currently own it. For example, using another player's weapon picked up from the ground that the player does not currently own. So basically, let's say I got murked by someone who was using the crossbow. Then someone killed me, picked up. I got nerfed. No, I got killed basically. Yeah, someone picks up my crossbow. They can now use it, level that gun up. So when they do unlock it, that gun can be certain amount level, get certain amount of camos and all that stuff. I'm guessing the camo part. The other part is obvious. Movement: slightly reduced speed of changing stances from stand, crouch, and prone. Additional adjustments to come. Address remaining disparity between first person and third person perspectives. Combat record: added vehicle selection. Section: address the issue where the kill by state not tracking. And then there's also a Miami map being 606, Miami rotation motivator in multiple modes. Miami Strikes will replace the original Miami map. Miami Strike, sorry, will replace the original Miami map in core modes, with the exception of combined arms, search and destroy, and VRPS score. Miami Strike 27 place, as I said earlier, the mansion there, Glover multi-team. Yeah, basically that's all that. Then you got control and all that, and it's just talking about league play again. There you go. Match suspension. Who quit? Players who quit out of active matches or are kicked with for friendly fire will now be issued a match suspension for a period of time. So basically, if you ever played Dead by Daylight, they're doing the same thing they did there. But don't know if that's just for league play. You kind of need to try that out. Zombies outbreak, new region, Satorium night region in outbreak, new objective, secure objective added to outbreak, new vehicle, dirt bike, yeah, no that one, new intel. So ability added fixes to follow up crashes related to objectives, trials, Reiki, Frost Blast. Gameplay address a furious issue where players could fall out of the map. Oh, I like that. Address an issue where players could get stuck in the plant of Glover. I got had that happen to me. Address an issue where the golden chest could push vehicles under the map. Address an issue where there's a lot of basically just patching the map. Ooh, they've done some stuff to Pack a Punch as well. The trials addresses where the trials challenges were to duplicate earlier than intended. Pack-a-Punch suggests an issue where players were unable to reroll attachments on the same weapons after upgrading them to Pack-a-Punch machine. Close the next point that allows a duplicate ray gun. So basically, when I had that, when I had my Krieg and I Pack-a-Punched it, but then I did the thing. I didn't do the thing. Well, anyway, basically, you now fixed it, so you don't have to worry about your attachments and perking. Support weapons that use ammo will no longer be refilled when warping to another region. Ah, they fixed it, so you can't use the exploit now. Dang it. Firebase C addressed an issue where cross-platform players were unable to load into private matches. Oh, thank goodness for that. Close an exploit with a village where zombies were unable to attack the player. Or in the village, where close an exploit that allowed players to leave the map in rocket defense. Close an exploit that allowed accessing the teleport before reaching the first floor. So basically, the exploit was you looked up and you used Ether Shroud to jump to that platform. Die Machine addressed an issue where Die Shockwave were obtained through the door at this location. What? Oh yeah, because people could get through the door, couldn't they? Instead of buying it, well, doing all the whole unlocking, you could literally just grab it through the door. And they've added apparently a crash fix as well for 2 side quests. Then it's just dead ops. Okay, I'm gonna leave the rest because it's literally just talking about now what PS and everything I've got and what Xbox have got and whatnot. And they fixed currently the campaign. They've issued an end of line where the player could fall through the ground using the turret. I had that happen to me. But yeah, the link is there. Like I said, when this comes up on YouTube, I will put the link in description.